Hello, and this is Delia again, and we have a cute little book called The Ant and the Grasshopper. What do you think of this book called The Ant and the Grasshopper, Scarlett? Does it sound fun? About the ant and the grasshopper? Does it sound good? You think it's going to be good? All right, let's find out what it's going to be about. The Ant and the Grasshopper. It says the Little Classic Collection. Okay, it doesn't tell you nothing about it, but so we're going to read it and find out about the ant and the little grasshopper. See, there's the grasshopper. Okay, here we go. There was once a very little lazy grasshopper named Gale. At the very first hint of spring, when the ground had scarcely thawed and the buds on the trees had barely blossomed, Gale spent her days lounging in the sweet grass and singing to her heart's content. Unlike Gale, her neighbor, Mimi, the ant, was very hard working. As soon as the cold winter months were behind them, Mimi wasted no time preparing her home and collecting provisions for the upcoming winter. So she wanted to be prepared for the wintertime coming and collect all the food she could get. Every day, Gale would watch Mimi busily bustle about. Not a moment was wasted, and there seemed to be no end to Mimi's hard work. Gale felt tired just watching her. She didn't understand why Mimi spent all her time preparing for the winter to come, when each day was filled with beautiful, warm, sunny weather. After all, summer was only about 3 months, and every moment should be enjoyed. One day, Gale invited Mimi to come and sing along with her. "I don't have time for that," replied Mimi. "I have chores to finish before next winter arrives." "Why worry about all that now? Summer has just only begun," said Gale. "You won't be thinking that when the cold weather returns," retorted Mimi, and with that, Mimi returned to her chores. Because when the weather comes and it's cold, you've got to have everything you need. But the grasshopper the grasshopper don't seem to care. Gale paid no attention. Mimi worked way too hard and was no fun at all. She probably didn't even know how to have fun. One day she's going to wake up and see that life has passed her by, thought Gale. That night, Gale went home and continued to sing. She sang so loudly that Mimi couldn't sleep. That pesky grasshopper is going to regret all that singing, Mimi grumbled to herself as she hid herself under her pillow. The days passed, and summer was now coming to an end, and the grasshopper hadn't collected any provisions. One morning, Gale finally decided to collect a few fresh leaves. Along the way, she ran into Mimi, who was collecting fruit in her wheelbarrow. Mimi looked very tired. "Why, Mimi," said Gale, "you look totally exhausted. I think you've worked too hard." "Huh," huffed Mimi. "If I look tired, it's because my grasshopper neighbor ruins my sleep every night with her terrible loud singing." Then Mimi picked up the handles of her wheelbarrow and continued on her way. Gale shrugged her shoulders and continued to collect leaves. Soon her stomach started to grumble. She looked at her harvest and her mouth watered. "I should eat some of these right now, while it's fresh," she decided. "If I run out, I could easily collect some more tomorrow." With that, Gale hungrily wolfed down all the leaves until there was nothing left. So she ate all that she had collected, and now she has none left. The next day, the sun shone so brightly that Gale decided to spend the day singing in the field instead of collecting the leaves she was supposed to collect. "I'll do it tomorrow," she reasoned. "Summer's coming to an end, but I'll still have lots of time." Each day that passed was a bit cooler than the day before, and Gale still hadn't collected any provisions. The trees had almost lost all their leaves. Winter wasn't far off now. Mimi, who had finished harvesting all her provisions and preparing for the cold winter months, peered out her cottage window and saw her neighbor singing away. What a pest, thought Mimi. She better not count on me for any charity this winter. One morning, Gale awoke shivering, covered in a blanket of snow. She sat up with a start. Oh no, she panicked. I sang so much that I didn't notice the time, and now winter's here and I have nothing to eat. The grasshopper went through the deep snow with difficulty. A harsh wind blew around her, and she had trouble going anywhere. Suddenly she spotted a single leaf dangling from a tree branch. Just as she was about to reach the leaf, it was whisked away by a gust of wind. I'm so hungry, she wailed. Desperate, Gale continued along her way in search of shelter. She soon came upon the aunt's cottage. I can ask Mimi to lend me some food until the spring, Gale thought. I'm sure she won't say no. Gale peered through Mimi's cottage window and saw Mimi and her family enjoying a hearty meal. The table was covered with the most delicious-looking feast. There were leaves galore. Look at all the food they had. And remember, she didn't collect anything the whole time when she was supposed to be collecting everything. She didn't do what she was supposed to do. The grasshopper knocked on the cottage door. She would give anything for a little piece of a leaf. But Gale was so cold that she fainted and collapsed on the doorstep. When Mimi answered the door, she found Gale in a heap on her doorstep. She hesitated for a moment. She got what she deserves, thought the aunt, but still, I can't leave her out in the cold. With her family's help, Mimi brought Gale into the house and laid her in front of the fireplace to warm up. Soon Gale woke up, and the aunts offered her a bowl of hot soup to get back on her feet. Please, Mimi, begged the grasshopper, don't send me out there. You were right, and I was very wrong. I wasted my time foolishly all summer, instead of harvesting provisions as I should have. Mimi looked at Gale and said in a very serious tone, only those who have worked hard deserve to share the harvest. Gale sadly and slowly made her way to the cottage door. You sang all summer, added the aunt. Why don't you spend your winter dancing? Maybe that way you can entertain my family and me, and that will be your contribution. A smile spread across Gale's face. She thanked her neighbor and began to sing and dance right away. Mimi and her family joined in. Gale was very grateful for Mimi's kindness. She had helped her despite the grasshopper's laziness and lack of organization. Gale spent the winter entertaining the ants in their cottage. And then once again, spring arrived. Gale joined Mimi in the meadows. She built her very own wheelbarrow with leaves and blades of grass and set to work gathering provisions for the following winter. She had learned her lesson and the importance of planning ahead. After all, nothing was stopping her from singing while she worked. As for Mimi, the past winter with Gale had shown her the value and importance of having fun. Don't think for a second that she didn't work as hard now. In fact, she worked harder than ever. But every now and then she would pause, and the ant and the grasshopper would sing their hearts out together. Aww, that was cute. So even though the grasshopper didn't do the work as the ant had, she sung for the ant's family and the little ant. So they let her stay and eat with them as long as she sang. And then when summertime came, she started doing what she was supposed to do. So that's good. And that was a cute little book. Did you like that book, Scarlett? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Yay. I hope you all enjoyed this cute little book. Have a wonderful day, and there will be more soon. Take care.